Hi viewers, it's Press Play Entertainment. We've got Sam Dutch in the building here. Just going to have a little interview, see what's about. Come down from Australia, I believe.
Yeah, so I came to Nottingham yesterday. It's been 4 years since I was last here.
4 years?
Yeah, so it's been a while. So, you know, coming into town and seeing buildings closed down and certain things change and etc, etc. People growing up, a few more grey hairs, people with beer bellies, young kids growing up. But no, it's good to be back. You know, I mean, I'm originally from Australia, but I came here when I was 9 or 10. And I lived here on and off till I was about 22, 23, and then I went back to Australia for good 14 years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been back a couple of times. This time I'm kind of back for just to see the family because my mum still lives here and my sister. And yeah, in town I thought I'd help Trev, see what he's up to, and here I am now.
Yeah, okay. So just for the viewers, just tell us a bit about what you do.
So basically I run a company called Grinding, which kind of is artist management, record label, doing tours, events, also consulting with companies, and a booking agency as well. So a bit of everything all related to music, mainly hip hop, but also kind of dabble in like dance as well. And you know, tour reggae artists and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So if artists want to get in touch with you, how would they be able to do that?
Best bet is to go on grinding.net, and there's a contact page on there, and it's almost like my resume, CV.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Is it resume?
It's like a CV, yeah.
CV, yeah. So basically you go on there, you can see what I've done, what I do. I post on there quite regularly. I do interviews as well, so I interview artists. Not like this, but mainly email interviews.
Yeah.
So do that kind of stuff, and yeah, just post stuff up. If it's stuff I like and if they're associated with me in some ways, whether they're friends or I've done a release with them in the past, I'll post up their latest news. When I first started this, it's almost like a blog, I suppose. But when I first started, I was thinking, yeah, I'll put what I like up every day, but there's just so much music coming out. I just thought, I think the best way to do it is rather try and do something that everyone else is doing, just do something that's kind of relevant to Grinding as a brand. Because in the past, Grinding was first a label, so I released a lot of artists from all over the world in Australia. So we're talking MYSTRO from the UK, Canadian artists, New Zealand artists, French artists, American artists, even foreign beggars from the UK as well. So that's how it first started. But then as I saw how the music business was changing with releases and labels kind of trying to, you know, find it really hard, that's when I kind of changed things up and you got more into the management side and event side of things. So that's where I am at the moment. So if you, long story short, if you want to contact me or see what I'm about, go to grinding.net.
Okay, wicked. All right, so what kind of artists have you actually worked with?
Bunch of different artists, really. You know, I work with a few Australian artists. There's a new artist that I'm just looking after at the moment. She's part Aboriginal, part Fijian, part Scottish. Wow. Her name's Sky High.
Mana you dandada. Mana you dandada. Mana you dandada.
You gotta be kidding me, seriously, it's ridiculous. Continuously killing these bitches' feelings with lyrics. Got vigilant, never ever been lesser than a dandada.
She's a really, really dope MC from Australia. She's working with another New Zealand, with a New Zealand producer called P Money. I know there's a P Money over here, but this is the original P Money. And he's a really well-known producer in New Zealand. They've kind of teamed up and they've done an EP. We've released a couple of tracks so far. So that's the current thing I'm working on. But I've worked with people in the past, such as MYSTRO I mentioned earlier. I did a project with him called Diggy Down Under.
Yeah. You hear it? Yo, the club got its roof torn off, so now they wanna blame. And now the owner's asking me, what's your name? I'm like, I'm sure you know, so I don't wanna say. But I might as well, cause everybody's saying. Yeah, but don't blame me because my flow's crazy and as rude as a beggar that don't say please. And cause my flow stays heated like summertime when there's no AC. And I put in work like an OAP. And plus, no one ever does it like MYSTRO does. Especially whenever I'm buzzing off hydro bud. You put a natural born spitter inside the club, it might turn into a pile of dust. They didn't warn you though.
We worked just with Australian MCs and producers. So it was like a whole album. Actually got released, did a video, and it got released. And it was good. It was a spotlight for him, for MYSTRO to get more well known in the UK. In Australia, and also for Australian artists to get known and associate with the UK artists. So that did reasonably well. But then, as far as touring and stuff like that, I work with people like SHORTEE BLITZ. I bring him out every year to Australia. He's from Nottingham too, so you know we actually used to go to school together. So it's kind of cool to have that connection still when he comes out. People like DJ MK, who DJs for Roots Maneuver and Dizzy Rascal. So it's not a bad job to have. And then I just did a tour with Elzai, who used to be in Slum Village. I'm not too sure if you know that group, but he's an MC from Detroit. And that was a great tour. He just released an album called Illmatic. It's kind of his interpretation of Nas's first album, Illmatic. And the difference is what he's done it with live band. So he's replayed all the songs with a live band and he's put his own twist on it. So that went really well. Yeah, it was really, I mean, it was really cool. I mean, a big fan of Slum Village and of Detroit hip hop. So it was great to bring him out, and yeah, the tour went great. And then, sorry, I'm just trying to go through everything. And there was Gappy Ranks as well. He's a UK reggae artist. I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar with him, but he's doing really well overseas. I think he's most probably one of the first UK reggae artists in a while to have got accepted in Jamaica and overseas. He's making a bit of noise. So we just did a tour with him. He was the last tour I did before I came out. And he'll be coming back in February doing some shows in New Zealand. So I mean, that's some more of the hip hop reggae stuff, but then I've done some stuff with dance groups like Yolanda Be Cool and Deculp. They did a track called We Don't Speak Americano, which is a big, cheesy dance track that, you know the one. So, you know, that went, it blew up, but you know, honestly, it kind of opened my eyes to a whole different, you know, world. It taught me to play. I tour managed for those guys in Asia, so we went to Asia, you know, booked them for big festivals. Yeah, and it, you know, just really opened my eyes up to a whole different genre of music and just seeing what you could get out there. Because, you know, hip hop and R&B, I don't know how it is here. I assume the homegrown stuff, I mean, it seems to be a lot more popular out here, and they kind of go for like the UK artists. Like you've got JLS, who's very commercial, obviously, but then you've got like N-Dubs, you've got Dizzy, you've got Roots Maneuver. You've got a lot of balance, a lot of different stuff. Australian hip hop is, you know, I don't know if I could ever see it breaking outside of Australia, but the hip hop stuff is massive. You've got some artists there, a group called Hilltop Hoods that last year, I think, they had the #1 most sold album by any Australian artist of any genre. Like they went platinum in a week. So they've been working on it for a while. They did like 4 albums, and then they made it and they got this one track and they blew up with this one album. And since then, they've been killing it. But R&B, vocalist kind of stuff it's a bit harder. And Australian hip hop, I don't know if you obviously haven't heard of it, but if you hear it, I think it would be very foreign to your ears. You're like, oh, wow.
Where can we hear this Australian hip hop then? Is it just YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube really. I mean, if you Google Australian hip hop, I'm sure a lot of things will come up. But you know, you've got groups like Hilltop Hoods, Bliss and SO. It's strange, man. I mean, you know, I support it all. I mean, a lot of the guys, they've been doing it for a while, but it is a very acquired taste. But there's a lot of younger generation now coming up who have been influenced by, you know, newer artists and stuff like that and coming with their own sound. And it's pretty cool. I think the Australian hip hop as it is, there is a bit of a stigma to it at the moment, but it's broken, it's blown up. It's great. The biggest thing about Australian hip hop is it's really well supported. You know, you've got independent labels there. You've got a couple of majors like now distributing the stuff. It's really doing well. So it's kind of, you know, it's good to aspire to. So with a new artist who I've got, Sky High, you know, he's coming with a new sound, a new look. Hopefully we can get half that success and we'll be happy. But you know, it all takes time. You just got to be patient. You can't expect it to blow up straight away. You know, so.
Okay, well, thank you, Sam Dutch. Just want to repeat again the website one more time?
Yeah, it's www.grinding.net. And just hit me up on there, check it out, and yeah, just get in contact.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries.
Okay, peace out, viewers.